What's up, bros? This is Matt, aka Lloyd Milligan, and I'm bringing you another DayZ video. And the main thing we're talking about here today is the brand new update. It was 1.7.1, and they've actually already patched that. And gonna get into both of the recent patches, but I'm going to put a link in the description to the actual patch information, both the 1.7.1 and the one after that, which is called 1.7.1.1, which kind of fixed some of the issues that arose quickly with the 1.7.1 patch. So anyways, check those for all of the details. But this is definitely the biggest changes I have seen since I've started playing DayZ, and it really... This whole process is making me really appreciate the guys that are creating this mod, because I mean, they're reacting very quickly to problems. And yeah, so let's talk about the first thing. Oh, and by the way, the gameplay, this is, as you can see, this is the same character that I played with in the last video. I had a lot of stuff, and what I found was that I was getting bored playing this game with a powerful character. And you're gonna see what that boredom leads me to do something pretty stupid, and also just kind of careless on purpose. I wasn't playing with friends for about 2 weeks because they've been offline, so I've been playing on my own, getting bored. Also kind of wanted to try out one of the new features, which I'll describe in a second, so you'll see how it turns out for me. But yeah, so I think the biggest difference, there's a few big differences in the new patch. One is the zombie behavior, and once they've already kind of changed it from how it was originally in the patch. So once it settles down, I think I'll do another video kind of describing how reactive the zombies are. So the main thing that they did is they made it so you can now run away from the zombies. You can get away from them. They won't chase you forever. So that's, I think, a really good thing. They also, at first they made it to where the zombies' eyes, apparently which direction they're facing is which way they were looking. And at first the patch made it to where their actual eyes were where they're looking, but apparently their eyes dart around a lot, so this was giving them like a crazy line of sight. So very early on, when I was playing the first patch, zombies were much more difficult, and they're still pretty difficult, but they can't see quite as well as they could earlier this morning. So the main thing that you need to keep in mind now is you need to go be prone a lot more. You need to be hiding a lot more. You need to be moving a lot slower and quieter and less visible. So also, they tried to fix zombies hitting you through walls. My experience, they still saw me and hit me through walls. It was a little bit better, I'd say, but still not ideal, obviously. But that's okay. The main other problem that came up was there was a lot of zombies spawning. It was pretty much impossible to clear an area of zombies this morning, and it seems like they've kind of fixed that up a little bit with the second patch. So good on them. They saw a problem. It seems like they tried to fix it. The other big thing that they changed was now when you spawn, you do not have a gun, and you actually have very little. And there's some positives and negatives to this. One thing that is positive is people are much less likely to kill you if you're a newly spawned player, because you don't have anything. You spawn literally with only one bandage, one box of painkillers, and a flashlight. And obviously, you know, you're not a threat, and you're also not worth killing because you don't have anything super valuable. So now the game is kind of like when you spawn, there's a little mini game, which is find a gun as soon as possible. And I'm going to show you where, you know, most of the time you spawn on the south coast. I'm going to show you in the end of this video where I think you should try and find a gun, as long as you spawn somewhat near this area. But yeah, for now it's just find a gun and avoid zombies at all costs, because obviously if you start collecting a lot of zombies, you are dead meat. You don't have a gun, you have no way of defending yourself. And you'll see that is kind of a problem that I run into quickly. One of the negatives, I think, of not having a gun is the barrier to entry for a new player is now much higher. When you spawn, if you're a new player, you're not going to know where to go. You're not going to know what to do. You don't know how the zombies work. You are going to die a lot before you find a gun. I played this quite a bit, and I was still having trouble finding a gun without dying. Finally, I figured out, at least this morning, when you spawned in, you could kind of get a trail of zombies behind you if you had a big warehouse that you could run through, because the zombies would walk and you could get away from them. So that is kind of a tip. Try and lead the zombies into a big warehouse or two maybe, and usually you can lose them that way. So anyways, that was like the main thing I was thinking about that. Oh, and you'll see what happens at the end of this, but it dawned on me that having players spawn without a gun and myself having a gun, it was an opportunity for me to befriend someone, because I was playing by myself and I didn't feel like trying to find a group on the forums or something to play with. So I thought I would help out a newly spawned player, and hopefully they would reward my generosity, because I had an extra gun, and I could give them a gun, blah blah blah. So anyways, I think that potential's still there. Obviously it's not always going to work, but I like that. It makes the problem of the game becoming more like team deathmatch less so. And also it's focused, because the zombies are sort of buffed in this, and it's focused now more on survival rather than player versus player. So I like that aspect of it, definitely. I want to see how it pans out. Some people brought up, and in the second patch they started making the Makarov spawn a lot more, so maybe it'll be easier to find one of those, which is a good thing. People said maybe you should just spawn with like a few bullets or one magazine. I don't know. That's a good idea, maybe. But so that's some cool stuff. And the third main thing that they patched is they updated the humanity. So now basically, according to the patch notes, you are going to feel, when you look at a bandit or someone with low humanity, you are going to hear your heartbeat. And they wanted to mimic the feeling that you get when you meet someone who just seems a little bit off. And I think that's a good idea. I think it's a good idea to help. And they also took away the indicator so that the bandits don't know how other people are perceiving them. So I think giving the benefit of a little bit of knowledge to the friendly players, I think that's a good idea. I think anything they can do to sort of make this game less about killing players and more about just maybe cooperating, sometimes killing players if they're not free, that is a good idea in my opinion. And I did not experience this while I was playing, and I looked at a few players, so I'm not sure if it's implemented correctly. I'm not sure if it's working currently or not. So that is something that I really like. But as you can see here, I saved this guy from these zombies, and then I give him a gun, and he takes a few seconds to think about it, but I guess he liked my DMR, and he took me out. And like I typed there to him, I was kind of ready. I wanted to try the game out without a gun, start out without a gun, and see how it played, because I hadn't done that yet, so I wasn't too concerned about it. I was hoping also that mechanic would make it easier to make friends, but I was pretty surprised when this guy shot me with the gun that I just gave him and took all my shit. But I don't know if they changed the loot tables or not, but I found a ton. I didn't find a sniper, but I found pretty much everything I had currently within a few hours, and an AK instead of a sniper. So it's not quite as good setup, but pretty good. And about where I think you should go when you spawn, most people know this, but for beginners, the Belota, I call it Belota, I'm not sure how you really pronounce it, the airfield on the south, it's the two big cities on the south are Electro to the east and Cherno to the west. And I think that the next city west of Cherno is Belota. There's an airfield there where you can usually find an AK, and there's a bunch of deer stands near an army base where there's lots of good loot there. So I recommend that you head there and check it out. And other than that, guys, I'm going to be doing more of my tips and tricks for beginners, as well as just videos like these as I see fit. And thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.